Hey, welcome to the Angel Wing LLC. This is Sachin here, welcoming you all to week number 6 of the Angel Wings online self-mastery and personal transformation program. So as we begin, as usual, we have our disclaimer statement, which you've already seen before. Please remember to bring your workbooks with you, the envelope, a couple of blank cards. Good to have some colored pens and pencils also, as we'll be doing drawings nearly every week and some other related activities. Let's begin with a small guided meditation that we usually do just to center ourselves. We'll go from there.
Sometimes, the mind can feel like a pack of wild horses, jumping around from past to present to future, refusing to sit still. And like a pack of wild horses, trying to force the mind to be still just doesn't work. The horses are wild in nature after all. But with practice and time, we can train the mind to be aware of when it's galloping in all directions. And we can guide it back to the present moment with a kind and friendly hand. So let's see if we can practice taming the mind by taking a few mindful deep breaths. Wherever you are now, get comfortable. Eyes can be open or closed, and perhaps relaxing the shoulders. And now, taking a deep breath, breathing in through the nose, and breathing out through the mouth. Noticing what thought or sensation the mind is chasing after. And again, just gently taking another deep breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One last time, breathing in and breathing out. Similar to the wild horses, over time, the mind can become more tame, more calm, and may even start to enjoy more moments of stillness. Remember to just keep practicing.
Okay, welcome everyone again. We are ready to begin our week number 6. Just a quick review from last time. We had gone through the quantum transformation principle number 5. Hopefully you wrote that down and reviewed that this past week. You just read the principle, if you remember. That integration refers to the process of combining different aspects of oneself, such as thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, into a coherent and harmonious whole. Integration is a key component of psychological well-being and is essential for achieving a balanced and fulfilling life. This was from last time. We also, had homework to be done. So if you had finished making those drawing exercises, as well as putting in the most recent numbers for your 12 dimensions, and to read the central principle exercise, the central concept, to read that every day. And then there was also to read the card regarding the integration principle. There were several exercises like that. So every week we have them. There's 4 every week, right? So there is a 12 dimensions update where you are on that. Then there is reading the central principle, reading the quantum transformation principle for the week, and then doing the other drawing exercises or other written exercises. Okay. Now, if you remember from last time, we've taken the central concept and put it into 7 parts here. We're going to continue point number 5 from last week because we didn't finish that. So that is to revitalize. That revitalized energy permeates every aspect of life, including the 12 dimensions. We looked at this last time, and we're continuing today on the 3rd point here. So what I'd like you to do in your workbook number 1, open workbook number 1, and write down this 3rd bullet point here, 3rd arrow point. Revitalized energy is the fuel that drives our passion. Just write that sentence down, put today's date on top. So we're going to begin with that because last time we covered the other 2. This is a continuation from last week. Okay, so revitalized energy is the fuel that drives our passions, illuminates our purpose, and empowers us to overcome any obstacle on the path to success. Take your time with that. Please make sure your handwriting is legible so that you can read it later on. No need to rush. Just the 3rd point you're writing down right now, nothing else. So make sure today's date is on top in workbook number 1. Okay, so with this, the basic question is this: what is the fuel that drives our passions? Passions means our desires, our wants. It can mean so many things, right? Revitalized fuel is the fuel that drives my passions, illuminates my purpose, and empowers me to overcome any obstacles. This is energy. So revitalized energy is what we want to understand. But to understand that, we want to look at that in terms of the fuel that drives us. So we're going to do a small exercise. We're going to do a drawing exercise. Please remember every week, and I will send this actually ahead of time starting next week, the materials you'll need. But the sketch pad you have or the workbook you have is fine. If you want to have like a special sketch pad or paper for this is fine. You should always have pencils, pens, colored pencils, colored pens, highlighters would be fantastic. For this particular exercise, there's an optional recommendation for collage materials if you want to have that. But I'll put that in the upcoming presentations. All right, so let's go back here.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Oh, you want to see that again? Sorry.
1 second. Just let me get a pen. I thought this is a brand new pen. It's not writing well.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You're ready. So on a blank page, maybe you can continue from where you are on that page, depending on how much space you have in workbook 1. Make sure today's date is on there, and we're going to make a beautiful diagram today. So put on the top there, the power of revitalized energy. That'll be the title of the diagram. Just put today's date. And if you have like full page, that's fine, or you can do half page probably also, might be all right. So what is the first step? The first step is a visualization step before we actually draw anything. All right, so if you're ready, so visualize your energy. This is step number 1. Close your eyes. Take a few moments to visualize your energy when it's fully revitalized. What does it mean to you? What is fully revitalized energy? Just visualize that energy. What color is it, or what colors does it have? Multiple colors are also okay. What shape does it take? Take some time with this. Visualize just energy. Don't try to think about it too much. Just revitalized, bubbling, wonderful energy. What color does it take? What shape does it take? How does it move or flow? Create a nice visual of that in your mind right now. Now, if you want, at this point, as you're doing this, you can always feel free to jot down a couple of points if you want, a couple of things that may come to your mind. You may do so. You don't have to. Just get a nice visual of this energy flow. And once you've done that, once you have some picture in your mind, in your sketch pad or in your workbook, we'll begin to sketch what this energy looks like on paper, right? So you just draw it the way you want. Keep it loose and abstract. Don't worry about making it realistic. Remember, this is your energy, so it can look like anything you want, anything you can imagine. Some people may feel like they're a bit agitated or disturbed. You can draw wavy lines or mixed up circles, or I don't know, whatever you want to draw. That represents what you think your energy is like. But, we want to, our goal is revitalize energy. We'll get to that. But right now, just sketch what your energy looks like on paper. Make a visual out of it. You can draw sketchy lines, you can draw straight lines, you can draw arrows, you can draw circles if you want. You can make that into different colors. And this is, again, part of your homework exercise also. We're getting it started right now. During this week, you can really take some time and make a fantastic diagram out of this. Right. So this is being recorded. You can refer to it later, but you can also write the steps in yellow, as a reminder, so you can go back to it and just finish the diagram the way you want. And you can do it now also. So the first step was just a visualization set, and the second is to sketch the energy. Now, once you've sketched this is the interesting part. Step number 3 is what? Show your passions. Next, consider what are your passions. They are activities, ideas, people, places. What are they? All kinds of things we'd like to do, what we're passionate about in life. Start sketching symbols or representations of these passions around or within your energy. So maybe you're a great meditator, or you love medical science, or you like to read, or you like to take tours, or you like to spend time with family, you like to watch Netflix, whatever. Who knows? It's up to you. It's each his own. So consider what you're passionate about. It can be activities, ideas, people, places, stuff like that. Like in my case, I'm crazy about philosophy and spiritual stuff, so that's just me, right? But not everybody's like that. You may be interested in music or art or whatever, food, cooking. So start sketching symbols or representations of these passions. You can even write them down. You can write down the words if you want. But you might want to make some symbol of that. Like, for example, if you like to cook, make a nice picture of a small pots or like a stove or something, whatever, some symbol would be good. So start sketching the symbols and representations of your passions around and within your energy. So you draw that energy diagram, connected with that diagram, put it inside that diagram the way you want. You're just starting it off right now. You'll be finishing this up as a homework exercise later on.
1 second. നമ്മുടെ ക്ലാസ്സിലെ പ്രീ ബാഗ് ഉണ്ട്.
Please remember, these can be activities. They can be ideas that you have. They can be people that you're passionate about, like, serving the needy, or you're for your doctor, you've got patients that you're passionate about helping. It's up to you. If you are mother, you're passionate about your kids doing well. This is only you. You've got to look at yourself. Sachin has to look at himself. And again, this is a homework exercise also. We're starting it off right now. You can really take a good amount of time to make a fantastic diagram. And you can even get a nice sketchbook and make beautiful pictures the way you want. You can also use the online paint feature or online programs if you want to do this. All right, very good, very good. That was step 3. Step number 4 is to illuminate your purpose. Now, what does that mean? So when we think about our purpose in life, there's so many things that we want to do. How does your revitalized energy fuel this purpose? So what you might want to do is in that diagram, you might want to put in there, my purpose, put a colon, and then write a sentence or a couple of words, something that is predominant. Something that there's so many things you can write, obviously, but something that really jumps out at you. That one of your big purposes in life, some goal you have in life, some great thing that you want to do, whatever. So think about your purpose. How does your revitalized energy this purpose? Right, so energy gets revitalized when we're passionate about a type of activity that re-energizes us. That's the idea. There's a connection between what our purpose and revitalization of energy. So now draw a light source somewhere in your piece that represents this purpose being illuminated by your energy. This is why it's good to have some different colors and highlighters and stuff. And it's good to do this actually on sketch paper, but you can do it just simply to begin with in your workbook 1 to start it off. It's a great exercise. So draw a light source somewhere in your piece that represents this purpose being illuminated, meaning your purpose being illuminated by your energy. This could be an actual light bulb, a star, a lighthouse, maybe the sun, whatever you want to put, or something else that symbolizes light for you, a candle, a religious flame, it's up to you. All right, so if you've done that, then we can begin to go to the next one. This is step number 5. Represent your obstacles. So consider the obstacles you've overcome or are currently facing on your path to success. And this is with regards to the purpose, the goals that you may have. We already know, right? We've overcome many obstacles in life. Just consider that for a moment. Consider what you're facing right now in life right now. So sketch these as physical barriers or challenges within your drawing. So you can, in the diagram of the energy diagram, you can put them as barriers, but these are some obstacles. So sketch the obstacles as barriers. They can be mountains or walls, stormy seas, or some other kind of representation that you may want. Right? So consider the obstacles you've overcome and are currently facing. So if you've overcome obstacles, then maybe put a special circle or a color around that and say overcome. Put the word overcome, that you overcome that. Again, this is a homework exercise. Remember, we're starting it off today. This takes some time to really think about this and do a very nice diagram. This is what will lead to self-mastery ultimately. True awareness where we've been, step by step by step, nice and easy. Maybe you've had some health obstacles. Maybe you've had some financial obstacles, whatever. And you've overcome them. Be proud of that. Take pride in that. So sketch these as physical barriers or challenges within your drawing. And you'll notice how those barriers interact with energy. So the walls, stormy seas, however you want to draw that, mountains, maybe some other kind of a barrier you can draw. Right? This is step number 5. Okay. We're going to go to step number 6. Step number 6 is show your empowerment. So you can write that down. Good idea to write these 7 yellow steps, maybe on the side or something, just as a reminder. And if you don't want to do that, that's okay. You can just refer to the slides later on, which I'll send you. It'll all be in there for you. Step number 6 is like this. Illustrate how your revitalized energy empowers you to overcome these obstacles. Okay, so you've written some obstacles down. Maybe it's a bridge over a chasm, a boat to cross a rough sea, or wings to fly over a mountain. This is your opportunity to get creative and symbolize your empowerment. So what is empowerment? The word empowerment has the word power in it, which is energy again. We always come back to that. So you're going to illustrate your empowerment to overcome that obstacle. Maybe somebody's suffering from an addiction and they want to overcome that. They want to recover from that. So maybe draw a boat from one place to another. Maybe draw a group of people, like a 12-step group. There's so many things. It just depends what the obstacle is. So to use energy to overcome. Again, this is going to take time a little bit. But just start it off right now. So making a bridge is a great symbol. They're easy to make bridges. A boat to cross a rough sea. Or wings to fly over a mountain. You can draw some nice wings of a bird like that. You're the bird. Right, so once you've done that, take your time with it. I mean, you're going to need some time with this. It won't be done just in a few minutes. To make a really great diagram, you got to take some time. It's a homework assignment. Now, step number 7, finally add color to your drawing. If you don't have color right now, do it later. If you feel that certain colors represent your energy, passions, purpose, obstacles, and empowerment, use those. So see, it's good to use maybe, different colors for all those, or maybe combine the colors somehow. If you're a teenager, or if you're like an art student or something, you can make a fantastic mural and fantastic, just a wonderful drawing about energy and passion and purpose. And you can connect this with, writing an essay or doing some kind of a project for school. You can do wonderful things with this. And it's about you, but it can be done in a more general sense too. It's very nice. So you're representing using colors. Add color to the drawing, make it colorful, because energy is colorful. Life is colorful. Life is not just one color. It has so many colors. Right? So you can also simply use colors that you've drawn to or that you feel add to the mood of your drawing. So that's another way to do that. There's an overall mood to the drawing. And we'll be actually creating special external audios and videos to even explain this in more detail. We're just getting the process started here. And after you've done that, you feel that you've done that pretty well. Just kind of get it started. And now it's reflection time. So after you finish, spend a few minutes reflecting on your artwork. I'll just give you a minute right now. You can do this later on. What does it tell you about your energy, your passions, and your purpose? It tells you something even right now. How does it feel to visually represent these aspects of your life? When you see the picture right now, what's the feeling inside? Write down those feelings. I feel, use the I word. I feel blank. I feel this. I feel that. Whatever is coming to your mind, whatever the feeling is when you see it, write it down. I feel I need to improve, or I feel I need to, stop wasting my energy, or I feel I need to, I'm happy with my energy flow. Whatever, if something comes to mind. How does it feel to visually represent these aspects of your life? It's always good to have a visual so we can see it. It's your life, it's not somebody else's. Total personal responsibility is what this is all about. You get to that point eventually. Nice and easy. Remember, the last point in this exercise, remember, there's no wrong way to do this exercise. The goal is to express your inner experiences and connect more deeply with your revitalized energy. Your passions. Remember, passion, purpose, empowerment is what revitalizes energy. That's what causes revitalization. And it's an enjoyment. A lot of enjoyment comes out of that. All right, beautiful, wonderful. Okay, so if you're done with that, we're going to take a little stretch break at this point. Then we'll continue further from there.
I'm so glad you're joining us for a quick movement break. You should aim to integrate movement into your workday at least every 30 minutes of uninterrupted sitting time. Doing so can reduce your risk of weight gain, high blood pressure, and obesity. Let's get started. Begin by standing. Root both feet into the ground. Take a great big inhale and reach both hands high above your head. On your exhale, goalpost the arms and lift the chest, finding a baby back bend. Back bends can quickly boost your energy levels and help to refocus your mind when dealing with stress. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lift the chest and goalpost the arms. Place your hands down by your side. Now bring your right knee up to your chest. Try to balance here as long as you can. Feel the stretch in the back of your leg and lower back. Now slowly bring your foot back behind you and pull it towards your glutes, stretching through the front of your hips. You may want to hold on to something in order to help keep your balance. Let's switch to the other side. Bring your left knee up to your chest. Try to balance here as long as you can. Feel the stretch in the back of your leg and lower back. Now slowly bring your foot back behind you, pull it towards your glutes, stretching through the front of your hips. Bring both feet back together. Next, bend your arms by your side and begin to twist right and left, opening up into your sides and spine. You can leave your arms bent or straighten them out depending on the space you have available. Twisting the spine back and forth can help relieve any tension in the lower back from sitting. Lastly, place your feet about hips distance. Then place your hands onto your hips. Take an inhale and lift the chest up, and exhale, slowly beginning to lower the chest down. As you begin to fold forward, bend the knees to begin lengthening through the hamstrings until your chest touches the tops of your thighs. You can dangle your arms down towards the floor or grab onto your elbows. Stay here to continue lengthening through the spine, or you can sway side to side. Bring the hands back to your hips, and on your next inhale, slowly begin to rise up. Head comes up last. Great work on integrating this quick physical activity break into your busy day. Setting a reminder on your
Okay, so please have a seat again. And just kind of take a couple of steady breaths just to kind of center yourself again. And we're going to just open workbook number 2. And in doing so, this is a reminder again very quickly of the 12 dimensions. You should be familiar with these by now pretty well. And remember, each week, the goal is to write a number, is to select a number for each of those. That's what these X's represent here. That in your notebook, you're just writing, 1 through 12. And then the numbers you can put in the Excel spreadsheet, but you're answering a question each week for each of those. And that is on a scale of 0 to 10, you're giving a number and how to increase that number. So remember, 0 is the worst possible situation in that dimension. 10 is the highest possible development. This is your own assessment. And we're going to provide more info about this as we move along. Please remember to put the date. So each week, you go from week to week to week to week. Every week, you're putting these 1 through 12 down. And the easiest way to do that in the notebook is to actually, let me go back to this for a moment, is simply to write down every time, not the full definition of each dimension, just dimension 1, career, dimension 2, finance, just make 1 through 12 like that. And then give a number, put it in your notebook also, which is fine. And then after our session today, write down where you are numerically and what you need to do, one or two sentences to increase that. Whatever you think that might be. And we're providing guidance in that every week. Right, so that's the general idea there. And remember that that in the Excel spreadsheet that I sent you, you just put the numbers and you plug them in there, and it'll total everything automatically for you.
I don't have it. I didn't get the
You didn't get it? Okay, I'll send it to you again. Okay, so just remember to put those numbers in there. Please remember that a maximum score is 120. It's easy to understand. If you have a 10 in each area, 10 times 12 is 120. Our goal in year number 1 is for our entire group to get to 70% or more, which is a total score, an average score of 84. Right, so this is all in the spreadsheet. If you have any questions or if you need any help with that, just let me know. It's very easy to do. And if you don't want to use the spreadsheet there, I can send you the physical form the rating form, which you can see on the screen. You can use that manually if you want, and you can do it that way too. Right. Now, today what we're going to do, we're going to look at dimension 2. So in your workbook number 2, put today's date on there and write this down, write dimension 2, finances. You don't have to write the whole definition down. I'm just going to present this to you just in 1 or 2 minutes here, and then we're going to do a small exercise. Dimension 2 is what? What is dimension number 2? Is finances, right? This area relates to your financial situation, including your income, expenses, savings, and investments. So most of us who are adults have all of these areas. Teenagers may not have all those areas, but they may have some of them. Just as a quick review on this one, easy to understand income and expenses. Try the 50-30-20 rule. All right, so just listen to this. You don't have to write this down. Just listen to it. Try the 50-30-20 rule for budgeting. Spend 50% of your income on needs, 30% on wants, and save 20%. This simple rule can help you keep spending in check and ensure your savings each month. It's a simple rule. Now, what I do want you to do at this point in your notebook, I want you to write down income and expenses, and just put their 50-30-20 rule. Write that down, please. Just as a reminder, these slides, you're going to get these, but I want you to write that down. It's a fantastic rule. Fantastic. If you spend 50% or less of your income on needs, that's even fine. But needs are, whatever your needs are. But then the wants can vary, but so determining where that line is very interesting. All right. And then you save 20%. That's a 50-30-20 rule. Very simple. Now, just listen to this for a moment. Savings. Automate your savings. Set up a direct deposit, direct transfer to your savings account that occurs right after each paycheck. This pay yourself first approach ensures you don't forget to save and helps grow your savings without much thought. This is the vitamin M concept. That's what we're trying to illustrate this idea with the envelope, where you're putting money in there. That's to kind of physically show this concept, this idea, to do this. So really getting your finances intact is absolutely necessary. This is dimension 2. What I'd like you to do right now is in your book, write the word savings, make a bullet pointer, just what is shown, savings, and just write in there, set up direct transfer to savings. If you haven't done that already, you want zero tension about money in the mind. This is the idea. No tension. That's our goal. That'll bring it all the way up to a 10. So this is very, very, and everyone's life is different. Everyone's income range is different. Their entire scenario is their own, right? So we're just showing some initial steps here, simple ones. Okay, now the third point is investments. Start small with low-cost index funds or a robo-advisor. These options are great for beginners as they offer diversification and are generally less risky than individual stock picking. As you learn about investing, you can gradually diversify your portfolio. Now, I'm not an expert in this area. We're going to have some consultants to help us with this, but we'll be giving guidance on this. You may already have advisors on this, particularly as incomes increase, these things become more relevant. So write this down. Just write the word investment, and I would just put in there, seek the right advice. Make sure you get the right guidance, based on your situation from whoever you need to get it from. Right? Very, very important point. All right, now, so we're going to do a little exercise, a drawing exercise on the financial landscape. So on a new sheet of paper, or you can just turn in workbook number 2, actually. You can do this in workbook number 2. Write the word financial landscape drawing exercise. Now, you would actually, ideally, if you have a bigger poster board or something, that would be fine. But That's all right. We can use your notebook for now. This is what we're going to do. This actually is going to take a little bit more time. So you'll probably have to do this like really thoughtfully as a homework exercise. We'll get it started right now. So income streams. Start by drawing a large river at the bottom of your page. So do that right now. This represents your income. So make a picture of a river at the bottom of a page. Blank page. You can just take a blank page and put the financial landscape title on top. Put today's date on top. Okay. So make a nice large river at the bottom of the page. This represents your income. Each tributary, small river that feeds into the larger river, represents a different income source. So you can put them in there. So make those tributaries, make those small rivers go into the bigger river. So maybe you have one main income source, but you might have something else also. Or you want to have another income source. You can say put that as a potential. You might have a tributary for your salary, another for a side job, another for rental income, etc. People who have a lot of investments, they get money from stocks and from interest, and there's multiple ways within which money may be coming, or that you would like it to come. Right? It's a very interesting question. So make those connections with the main river. Use different colors for each income source. And the wider the tributary, the more the income it represents. If your main income is coming from one source, make that bigger. And if it's and then make that tributary, that smaller river picture, make it smaller if it's a smaller income. This is a visual way of seeing this. Now, again, this is going to take some time. You can make a fantastic drawing out of it. And you can really visually just pull things together for you. What's going on in dimension number 2. Okay, now the second point is expenses. So now draw some clouds at the top of the page. Easy to draw clouds. Everybody knows how to draw them. These clouds represent your expenses. Draw rain falling from clouds into the river. Each raindrop represents an expense. The bigger the raindrop, the bigger the expense. You could have a raindrop for rent, for mortgage, another for groceries, another for entertainment, etc. Right? So these clouds represent your expenses, and then each raindrop, the drop of water from there, represents each major expense. Okay. After you've done that, so remember, you got the income stream diagram at the below, and you've got the clouds on top that represent the expenses. You've got the raindrops, and the bigger the raindrop, the bigger the expense. So, mortgage and rent and stuff like that are usually bigger raindrops. Another is for groceries, for entertainment, whatever it is. Okay, it's a very nice way to understand this. Now, the third point here, third thing to draw, savings, meaning what? Draw a large dam or reservoir on the river to represent your savings. So the bigger the reservoir, the more you're able to save. So draw a large dam or reservoir on the river. You can make a picture of a dam. You can make a picture of a reservoir. It's probably a good one to make. The bigger the reservoir, the more you're able to save. If your savings are currently low, the dam might be small or leaking. So you got to think about this a little bit. This is a homework assignment also. So to really make a nice diagram, take some time with this. You can review the video if you want, or you can ask me questions, or Angel Wing, you can ask Angel Wing questions. We'll give you general guidance. Okay. Now, after having drawn that dam or reservoir, this next thing to do is to draw, this is for investments, draw trees along the riverbank to represent your investments. Draw trees along the riverbank to represent your investments. These trees are nourished by your income, by the river. And their size and number reflect the success and diversity of your investments. So we're going very sequentially here in our PTP program. Nice and easy. Don't rush this, please. Okay. Everyone in this world has to have money. So we want to reach that state where we don't have any tension about money at all. That is our goal. Okay, so keep that in mind. So draw trees along the river bank to represent your investments. These trees are nourished by your income, which is the river, and their size, meaning the size of the trees, and the number of these trees reflect the success and diversity of your investments. Right? So many times it's good to get a nice visual of this. You can even make multiple diagrams, but it's good to make one big diagram to show the whole thing. All right, now, debts. Oh boy, this is the problem area. Draw rocks or rapids in your river that represent debts. Drawing rocks is a good thing, actually, easy to do. Put some, if there are debts, draw them as rocks, and maybe you can color them as rocks or something, you know? Visually see this. The size of the rock or the intensity of the rapids represents the size of the debt. So for example, if you have a $5,000 credit card debt, you know, you can make a big rock there and you can put $5,000 and maybe put a minus sign or something like that. These are the debts in that river. The size of the rock or the intensity of the rapids, you can put rapids in there if you want, represents the size of the debt and how much it disrupts your income flow. That's the key. These debts are the most terrible thing. You know, we want to be debt-free. That is one of our big goals in the dimension number 2. Debts are an energy drainer. They drain mental energy, financial energy. They create all kinds of worry, tension, fear, terrible things. We don't want any of that. We want out of that permanently. Right? So remember, the way you're drawing this is a rock or some rocks you're putting in there, and how much it disrupts your income flow. We can see that visually. Now, goals. You can use stickers or Post-its, and that's another thing. I'll put that in the next this series of recordings, as well as in the emails. We want to have some stickers and Post-its to mark financial goals on your landscape. You can just write it in for now if you don't have stickers or Post-its. Maybe you want to increase the size of your reservoir, save more, or grow more trees, invest more, increase investments, or reduce the number of rocks, pay off debts. What are the goals you have financially? And then these things you can also put in your 12-dimensional tracking, you know, for dimension 2, what you're going to be doing this week. Specifically, you see the diagram, what to do this week regarding this dimension. It may be hard to do all 12, but you kind of get a snapshot of all 12, but you can focus on this one this week. You know, there's a couple of things, suggestions here, that to increase the size of the reservoir by saving more. That's possible. You'd be surprised, even if little, you know, savings are there on stopping the wastage of the vitamin M, that can increase the reservoir. You can grow the trees by increasing investments. If you have money already, you can invest in different ways and make it grow further. And these debts are like energy vampire kind of thing. Reduce the number of rocks. Try to pay them off. Get rid of them as, you know, in a meaningful way. All right. If you've done all that, again, you can go back to this and do it well. Now it's time to review your financial landscape. So review your financial landscape drawing. What areas are working well? You might want to take a colored pen and maybe make some, you can simply write working well in the areas that are working well. You know, what areas need improvement? How can you adjust your income, expenses, savings, investments, and debts? These are the key points here, right? There's income, there's expense, there's savings, there's investment, and there's debt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points are there. Key points here. So how can they be adjusted? The question is of adjustment. So this week, try to focus on this by making these drawings for dimension 2 to increase that number, whatever number you've given yourself, to nudge it a bit forward. Look at these 5 points. income, expense, savings, investments, and debts, they can be adjusted somewhere along the line. To reach your goals, what are your goals? Financial goals. Remember, this is your financial journey, and this map will help you navigate it. It's a map you've created. Try to do this exercise every few months to see how your financial landscape changes over time and keep your financial goals on track. We'll be providing that, so this exercise will be done again after the 3-month phase, after our 13-week phase is done. But it's an exercise that's recorded inside your notebook, so you'll be able to do this again later on. All right. Okay, so you can, and remember, this is a homework exercise also to do this really well. Okay, now go back to workbook number 1 and you probably put your today's date on there. Quantum transformation principle number 6 is this week's principle, authenticity. So take a 3x5 card and write, you can put today's date if you want, but put the word authenticity. You can put QTP number 6, authenticity. Place the card in front of you, blank card, and write this definition down, please. So this week, you're going to focus on authenticity. Authenticity entails maintaining unwavering loyalty to one's true self, embodying genuine qualities, and openly expressing one's genuine identity to others. It encompasses the practice of being honest, sincere, and transparent in both actions and communication, devoid of any pretense or facade. It's a big definition, but it's good. It's worth writing this down. So, and then we'll read it read it 3 times every single day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and keep this with you. You don't have to even think about it too much. Just read it 3 times every day for this week. Embracing authenticity fosters meaningful connections, upholds personal integrity, and cultivates a deep sense of self-awareness and fulfillment. Write that down, please, on the 3x5 card. But everything should fit on one side. There's something else I want you to write on the other side in just a moment. Make sure your handwriting is clear so that you can read this week. You can also read the other ones that you've done in the past week, but right now focus on this one. We'll get back to these other ones later on. Remember, there's 52 principles for quantum transformation. Every week we do one, and then we keep repeating them. Week after week, week after week. Just keep going through them over and over and over again. Now, please do also remember that if you have ideas or thoughts or anything you want to share about this, your experiences in this, do share them with us. Do ask questions about it. These questions are going to pop up as you try to practice this. First, our goal is to understand it so that it really stays in our system. And then the practicing of it, we will try also this week. But right now, the first step is just to read it 1 time during each meal, before each meal. After you're done writing this down, please let me know, and we'll continue. Okay, very good. Now, what I want you to do on the other side of this 3x5 card, write down one of these 3 bullet points. We have an exercise to do also, a drawing exercise with this. So remaining true to oneself and embracing authenticity. If you think that that resonates with you, write that down on the other side. The second one is demonstrating genuine qualities and transparent communication. And you don't have to even write the whole sentence. You can just simply write transparent communication. Maybe you want to work on that this week. Write that on the other side. Or genuine qualities, showing genuine qualities to others. Not like ego-driven stuff, but just being yourself, right? The third is cultivating meaningful connections and personal integrity. That's a big one, right? Personal integrity is great. That's like being really transparent. The transparency is there, but there's also that sense of ethics. To be very authenticity is a type of ethics also. So maybe better connections we want to have with others authentically. See which one of these, select only one of these, not all 3. Something that really jumps out at you right now and write it on the back side of the card. Write it the way you want. Any way you want to write it, you can write it. And remember, you want to read this card, the front side and the back side, one time before each meal. Keep it with you in your kitchen or wherever you have your meals. You can even print it up further. In Angel Wing, we're going to provide these materials, more laminated materials, printed materials, all those things. We'll provide that as an additional package to make this easier for you. But the card is the easiest thing. Just keep it with you. That's it. All right. Now we're going to do a little exercise here. So in workbook number 1, this is where you're writing these down. So put today's date on there and put in there unleashing authenticity. This is our exercise for today. All right. So just open up one of the blank pages. All right. So you should have all the materials with you next time. This time also.
The first workbook or second one? This is
the first work. This is first workbook. This is workbook 1. But if you put in workbook 2, that's also okay. But because these 52 qualities are all in workbook 1, the second workbook is only about the 12 dimensions. Everything related to 12 dimensions is workbook 2. But if you mixed it up, don't worry about it. You can just transpose it later on sometime. Okay. So here's our exercise.
I did the other drawing exercise in the other workbook.
No problem. That's fine. Not to worry.
The financial landscape was in the second workbook, though.
Yes. Anything to do with the dimensions is in
Right.
Workbook 2 is only about the dimensions, drawings and exercises and whatever it is. It's all it's in workbook 2. Everything else is in workbook 1, including these principles of transformation. So now we're going to do a little diagram. Before we do that, let's begin this way. Reflect on authenticity. Take a few moments to think about what authenticity means to you. You've seen the definition there. You can look at that if you want. Consider how it feels to remain true to yourself. That's a big thing, very big. Many times we're not true to ourselves. To remain true to yourself is a very significant foundational step towards balancing our life. So remaining true to ourselves and embrace authenticity in different areas of your life. Whatever is happening in Sachin's life and different things, I have to see it as it is without any bias, genuinely. Let's do this right now. And again, you can do this as a meditation later on. And in our Sunday dialogues and Sunday meditations, we work on these things in more detail. Take a moment right now just to reflect on what is authenticity for you. Just take a moment to do that. Very good. And if nothing truly comes to your mind right now, that's okay. If something comes to your mind, you're not writing anything down just yet. Now, in that piece of paper, choose a symbol or image that represents authenticity to you. It could be an object, a nature element, or a simple abstract shape. This symbol will serve as a focal point of your drawing. Like in my case, what I would draw is a rose. I just love roses, and to me that is like a symbol for so many things. A rose is authentic. Its beauty is authentic. Your favorite flower, easy to draw. Something that represents authenticity. Maybe if you are a religious person, if you are a Christian, for example, you may want to draw a cross. It's up to you. If you are in some other tradition, you can draw your religious symbol that represents that. You can even draw a picture of a person you respect, who you feel is so genuine and so pure and authentic. That's fine too. You can draw an object, maybe like a mountain that represents authenticity for you, like the mountains I have in the back of my picture here. Or you can even draw a color. For you, maybe the color blue represents authenticity. So many ways of doing this. Do it the way you want. Take your time with it. Enjoy it. We have a lot of fun with these drawings, and when we have our retreats in the future, we'll do this in groups and we'll make more exercises out of this, and it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun comes out of this. Right? It lightens us from inside. We become light from inside when we're authentic. So choose a symbol or image. And remember, this is a conversation you're having with yourself. You don't have to show this to anybody else. You don't have to turn this into angel wing or anything like that. In the future, if we have accountability partners, you can, if you want to, you can share with them if you want. Right? Nice and easy. Just choose a symbol, choose an image, and draw it, beautifully draw it. Now, the next step here, start by drawing your symbol or image at the center of the page. Okay, that's what I just asked you to do. Take your time to create it in a way that captures the essence of authenticity as you perceive it. So it should capture the essence. And if you can't think of anything right now, draw something that is close if you can, otherwise do it later on. So there's 3 steps here. Reflect. First step one is to reflect internally what is authenticity. You can use that card for that. Then to select a symbol in your mind, what you think that might be. And then to draw that as a centerpiece. That's the 3rd step. Okay, and if you've done that, and we're going to continue further here. Around the central image, around the central symbol, add other elements to the drawing that reflect your unique self. These are called personal elements. Okay? These can include images, patterns, or symbols that represent your values, passions, or personal identity. So for example, if I was to put a rose there, I would put perhaps some pictures of some sages that I respect very much, but that might still be something external. So personal elements are what? That reflect your unique self. That in in that central image that I've drawn, what about me connects with that? Maybe I'm very honest and open with my life partner. So put that there. If it's your husband, you put your husband's name there, and you make a little line there, connected. So you're drawing images or writing names or whatever you're doing there, that is about you, how your authenticity expresses itself. You can make images, you can make patterns. So maybe for example, you can draw a picture of a bird that is just flying high, just being itself. If you feel that represents who you are just yourself in nature or with your family. Again, this is going to take time. This is not something that can be done instantly. So if you can't think of anything right now, that's okay. This does take this is kind of a meditation, really, right? So this is a homework assignment for you to do this. These are now, next step here. Use your creativity to depict the act of embracing authenticity. Now, how do you do that? So you draw additional features or hands reaching out towards the central symbol or any other visual representation that conveys the concept of staying true to oneself. How do you embrace it? I mean, for example, if I say that, yeah, the beautiful rose represents authenticity for me, how do I embrace it? Well, you know what? Pretty easy. When I see a picture of a rose, I can visually try to embrace it. But if I actually have a real rose with me, or even an artificial rose, I can hold it in my hand and I can meditate with that this is me, how authentic and genuine, natural it is. right? So use your creativity to depict the act of embracing authenticity. And in our corollary materials for this, we will be giving lots of examples of how to do this. I haven't done this here because we don't have time here to do it right now. So those will be additional corollary slides and recordings that will help you to do that if you want to go further into it. So you can draw pictures or features or hands that reach out and grabs that symbol, grabs that authenticity, that's you. And it has to do with embracing your true self, staying true to yourself. That's what authenticity is all about. We can have hours of discussion on this, and we will in the future. It's beautiful. It's a most fantastic quality, and it's a QTP quality. It unclutches us, unblocks us from inside out. You'll notice that as we're doing these exercises, I'm giving some commentary on this, just to kind of get your thinking about this and just to give some reflections on this. Okay, now, next thing to do. Colors and textures. If you wish, add colors or textures to your drawing to enhance its visual impact. Experiment with different shades and textures to bring your creation to life. Again, really to make a nice collage. You can even make cutouts. You can do fantastic things. This is a great exercise for kids, 7, 8-year-olds even. This can be done with teenagers. It can be done. A family can do it together as a family exercise. So we'll be presenting all that once we actually start the program. Put lots of nice colors, textures, other pictures. Fantastic. Right now, take a step back. Reflection and interpretation. Take a step back and observe the completed drawing. Now, you can do this as a homework exercise. Once you've completed it, sit with it. Sit with that authenticity 3x5 card. Sit maybe with some family members or friends and say, look at what I've created here. And I want to share it with you. Talk about it with someone in the family. So you're not just keeping it just internal, but you have a way of sharing it. And we'll try to have like sharing sessions in Angel Wing in the future sometime once we get into all this. So take a step back and observe the drawing you've created so far. Reflect on the elements you included and the feelings it evokes. This takes time to do this. When you see the drawing, some feelings are going to come. All kinds of stuff is going to come up. You might want to jot it down in your journal, in your workbook number 1. Consider what aspects of authenticity you've captured and how the drawing represents your journey to remaining true to yourself. There's no greater quality than that, remaining true to oneself. Very, very important. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to approach this exercise. Let your imagination guide you as you explore the theme of authenticity through this unique artistic expression. Okay, it's a nice way of bringing in art. Remember now, our central concept of personal transformation, you have the card already. Please read this once daily. Maybe before you go to bed is a way to do it. When you wake up in the morning, please make it a reminder to read this one time every day. If you do that within a span of 13 weeks, maybe before that, it will get programmed inside of you, inside your mind. And it will work its own power inside. This is the thing that we're aiming towards, 3 months at a time. You will see how it keeps opening inside. Right? So you've got that exercise. Very good. Time to put some money in your envelope. So you got the physical envelope with you. You can put a check out to yourself. Better to put some cash. Select a fixed amount. And that this represents what you want to do for that savings. Direct deposit into savings. We talked about that. We want finances to be so beautifully structured that there is zero tension. That's our goal. Maybe it's an ideal goal, but we want to get to that. That will be a 10 in dimension 2. All right, so put some money in there. Do me a favor. Do me a favor right now. I want you to just take a look in that envelope. See how much you've got saved in there. And it's interesting. You'll notice how it will keep building up. Please don't use any of it at this point. A time will come we will use it as a vitamin. How to use that money as a vitamin and exercise will be done after a couple more weeks, after like maybe week 10 or so, right? Or maybe we might do it at the end. We'll see. But I think we'll do it at the midpoint. We'll do it twice. How to use money as a vitamin. We'll do that next time. And that's it. We're coming to the conclusion. We just have our never give up video. And we'll put some new videos in as we go, but this is a great one to keep the inspiration going. Here we go.